Avoiding weird LA parties and the Hollywood Hills. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. I got this from the Joe Rogan Clips channel. I don't even know who this dude is that he's talking to. I'll check the comments afterwards and see. I like to read comments to see what people say, but yeah, man, hopefully because like a lot of people sometimes they like to say stuff without saying it, so you got to kind of read in between the lines here. I ain't expecting no name dropping or nothing like that, but we'll see. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
I think I met you in LA.
Are you
in
serious?
1993.
That's a good possibility.
Hey,
that would have been mid to end of my term out there.
I was doing something for MTV, and you were one of the first celebrities that I met. I met Rico Suave and a couple other people.
Shut the front door.
Rico
Yes,
Suave.
okay, yeah, because I was early in on the MTV stuff. The label I was with was pushing whatever, throw me on whatever was available.
I was with this woman who was an executive at MTV, and she was taking me around and showing me LA. I'd never been to LA before. And, I'd been once for a martial arts competition when I was young. Here was, and she took me to this nightclub, and you were at the front door about to get in. And I was like, holy shit, that's Julian.
Do you remember
Lennon.
which one it
Oh,
was?
weird. No, I don't. I remember very little about it.
Was I with some fruitcakes? I'm sure I was.
I don't remember. I just remember like, oh, that's a famous guy.
Wow.
John Lennon's son. Crazy. Because, I was coming from New York.
Wait, what? Hold on. John Lennon's son. His name Julian Lennon or something? Huh. Okay. I guess we know who he is now. Oh, he's definitely been to some parties. Oh, yeah. Psh. Walk right through the door.
Of course.
25, 26 years old. I didn't know anything. And I was like, this is so strange. It was just strange to me to be in these like Hollywood parties with this MTV executive who's taking me around showing me all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
She was just kind of like introducing, like, this is what it's like.
Yeah.
This is what everybody does. They go out to the clubs, and it was just...
Yeah. The scary thing about LA was that you thought it was all over by 2 o'clock, because they literally pull your drinks at 1:30.
Mm-hmm.
But then they go to someone's house.
Right.
And they continue till dawn.
After the party is the after party. See? It's like Diddy was carrying on the tradition. He said somebody pour you a drink at 1:30. Because you probably at these parties inside the house and you thinking it's still dark outside. The next thing you know, the sun's up. Man.
No.
Yeah.
So that was dangerous too.
Yeah.
So I was happy that I got away from that.
Fortunately, I avoided all that.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some fun to be had, no question about it. But
I'm sure
a lot of it was kind of dark too.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, that's when you start adding cocaine to human beings, you get darkness.
Oh yeah, and a lot of Jack Daniels too.
They go hand in hand.
Yes.
Yeah, I avoided all that. Luckily, when I moved to LA, I'm one of those people that's like,
You were out
see
there.
where that's
How
going.
long were you out there for?
I gus 30. Well, no, not quite 30 years. 26 years. Because I've been here for 4.
That's a stretch. Okay.
Yeah, the most of my life, the most I've ever lived anywhere, I lived there. But I only went to parties like a handful, very small handful of times. It was like I was dragged to them.
Yeah.
Like the last one I was dragged to was Naomi Campbell's birthday party, which was
I'm sure that was.
It was insane.
Yeah.
It was with Dave Chappelle. So Dave and I were at the Comedy Store, and Dave knows everybody. And
Yes.
Dave's like, hey man, there's a party up in the hills. You want to go? And I was like, I don't want to go to any fucking parties.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, man, I want to go alone. So I said, okay. So me and Dave, we drove all the way up. It was like a scene in a movie.
Yeah.
Because like, here's me and my super famous friend, and we're in my Porsche, and we're in my race car. I have a GT3. So we're driving up in the hills. And then we have to stop at this place, and then you have to get on a shuttle, and then you get to the house, and then you get on an elevator, an outside elevator that takes you from the main house to the party house.
Right.
So they had a party house on the top of this hill. So we're up in this elevator with Demi Moore, which is weird as it is.
Yeah,
You know, I'm like, hi. You know,
I said they weren't going to be name dropping. This man done said Dave Chappelle, Naomi Campbell, Demi Moore. Think about that though. You drive, you got to get out of your car, get on the shuttle, get to the house, got to take an elevator to the party. Yeah. So like if you trying to leave, you ain't just like leaving like that. It's a journey to get up out of there. And a lot of people are intoxicated. Man.
fucking weird, high famous lady.
Yeah.
And then we get to the top of this hill, and it's just everybody famous. It's Lenny Kravitz and all these different people.
Yeah.
And so Naomi Campbell, there's a photograph of her on the side of the hill that's literally 50 feet tall. It's an enormous naked photograph of her.
Of course.
You know, because it's her birthday.
Well, of course.
She's unbelievably beautiful still, as old as she is. I don't know how old she is, but she looks sensational. So we get to the top of this place. We're hanging out. It's very weird. And then Dave pulls me aside. He goes, man, I wouldn't want to be this famous. I go, hey, man, you're the most famous motherfucker here. He goes, really?
Oh, yeah.
Because we were a little high. He goes, really? I go, 100%. You're the most famous person
For
here.
sure.
We're just laughing. Like, this is so crazy. And then we got out of there and went right back to the Comedy Store. And we're like, oh, I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's just too strange.
The scenes are pretty weird out there, that's for sure.
Well, it's also these celebrities, they can't hang out with regular people, I think. They feel too weird. So I think they try to get together.
Yeah.
And so we were in like
absolutely, you're spot on.
a vampire den of famous people.
You are absolutely spot on.
They call it,
true.
like, he said it was like an eyes wide shut party. I'm like, that's what it feels like. It feels like you're in a secret fraternity.
No, there's a few that I've left that I felt very uncomfortable being at. That's
Like what?
Well, I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly where and when, but certainly some weird ones up in the hills. So I just went, nah, this just doesn't feel good.
There's something about the act of going up into the hills, like you're going to the lair.
Well,
now look, they said more than I thought they were going to say. A lot more than I thought they were going to say. From the name dropping, he said something so important. He said that celebrities feel like they can't hang out with normal people, right? Like, when you talking about like the lifestyles of the rich and famous, people having so much money that they have access to any and everything they want, and they can get it within a second. And it wasn't always like that for them. You know, they became these celebrities, and it's like they forget how they used to live. And I ain't talking about people who were like born into money. I said, someone could be broke, get rich, and one of the first things they do is start clowning and down talking people who are broke as if they wasn't, you know? So when he mentioned that, and as he's talking, my thoughts are what he's saying, but I'm letting him say it. When he's talking about it's like a secret society, it's like, yeah, it's like a fraternity, a sorority, a brotherhood, a sisterhood. Like they do these things, they have these parties, they witness all this crazy weird stuff going on, and at the end of the day, it's like, shh, you know what I mean? Don't let this leave the circle. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about as far as like they said a lot more than I expected them to. I'm actually kind of shocked at this. Think about Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle going to a party. in the hills, and you just seeing all of these people, and them, like, because they're both comedians, and like them saying like this is too weird. You know what I mean? Uh, and this is just one story. I'm pretty sure they got many of them, man. So that's why I said with this whole situation going on, you think about these people who were going to these Diddy parties who like had no idea this day would come where he's sitting in jail and being accused of all this stuff, you know. And then it you hear like, oh, and he had cameras. You're like, oh no. Oh no. I remember going to a party and I remember seeing this. Oh no. So that's why they said allegedly people are reaching out, trying to get their names cleared, willing to pay to give up a bag to not have their names mentioned. So again, just stay tuned, man. Yeah, wow. They said a lot more than I thought. All right. Peace out. Thanks for watching.